Welcome to another How to OU at USU. Today we'll be looking at how to create tabs using snippets and also using components in OU campus at Utah State University. So these are what tabs look like, and I'll be going over how to make them. So start by logging in. You'll notice that the index page is fine. We'll start with the component. So our final result is going to look exactly like this. And here's what it'll kind of look like in the back end once you've logged into OU campus. And we'll go ahead and edit it. So you can see right away that we're using a component. So it has the weird blue button thing. I don't know what you want to call that. Anyway, if you go into source code, it looks atrocious. That's fine. We're not going to deal with source code very much. We're just going to delete it all out, save it, so you can see that everything's been removed. We'll publish it real quick so that you can verify that it has in fact been removed. And then we'll go ahead and create that. So once you've logged in and gotten to the page, you're going to be tempted to click this multi-edit button. You can click it, but then you'll get to the page parameters, and that kind of controls all the other stuff on the directory page. To edit the content of the page where we're going to put the tabs, you're going to want to go over to Edit, make sure the file is checked out, and click Edit. In this example, we'll be using components, right? So we're going to go up to this weird little atom looking thing that says Insert Component. Gonna click that, and then we have a whole bunch of options, right? Kind of scary. We don't know what they all are. We're gonna look for tabs, even though we saw it as the first one. We're gonna go ahead and click that. How do we know that? Just experience. You just learn that from experience. So tabs, we're going to insert, and then with the component we get this nice modal. It pops out this pop-out window. That's all modal is. And asks us a bunch of questions. We fill out these questions, we click save, and then we'll have that little pill looking button thing. So we also could make this into an accordion. For this example, we're going to use tabs. So we'll click the radio button as tabs, and we'll determine a title for section number 1. So for this first section, doesn't really matter, obviously, but we'll go with awards. And that'll be the title. And then this is for pupper, component pupper. And we're going to say that component pupper got the best Puppo of the Year award last year, 2018 to 2019. And there's some other awards, but for now we'll just add that one. After that, we'll go on to the second section. This will be the second tab in our tabs. We'll call this one publications, because why not? Publications. And then for the content for that, we'll put whatever we want. Let's go ahead and put the text of Pupper's effects on the environment. That's what we had before, and we'll just kind of keep rolling with that. Teaching, this Pupper has taught 2 courses. Pup 1200, Intro into Pupism. Intro to Pupism, sorry, that's a terrible typo. And also Pup 3040, which is qualitative doggo for the discerning pup, because why not? And then we could go ahead and name all of these other sections, whatever. We'll just continue with what I had before. Call this section teaching. And, oh wait, I already did that for teaching, huh? So we'll call this next section something else. Extension. That's a pretty good one. Well, I'm making all kinds of mistakes. So I'll fix section 3 to be teaching, because we already have that content that are the courses that Puppo has taught. And for section 4, we'll say extension. That is going to be case sensitive, so just be cautious of that. And then we'll add the text that component pupper is a member of Doggo, a community shaping discourse. Can tell that's totally legit. And just for kicks and giggles and to prove that everything is being created, we'll go with Latin. I don't know. And we'll just put in some lorem ipsum. So we have some over here. I'll just paste that in. We can keep going up to 15 sections using this method of using a component to set up the tabs. You'll notice they're all optional. So just stop when you need to and then click save. We get the weird pill looking thing. So we'll save that by clicking that little button. And then we can see them. It looks a little funny though, right? So you're thinking, oh, there must be something wrong with it or something. There's nothing wrong with it. The WYSIWYG just does that to try and help you tell what's already in there. If we go ahead and publish this, and we'll leave a comment of added tabs using a component. And we'll publish that. Hard refresh over on the main page, and ta-da, it's all there. We can see that it just adds whatever you put in there, and then to edit it again, you just check the file back out. Click your click on hover. Click, I don't know. Oh, click on it, and then you'll get this little pencil-looking thing. Click that. That's edit, and then you can add some stuff. So like best Doggo of 2014. So 2014. And publications. Oh, actually, that's not the name. It's publications for pubs. I don't know. Something cool. And Latin, it's just a lot of lorem ipsum. We'll just edit that real quick, shorten that up, we'll make it a little bit more succinct, and we'll save it. Oh, if you have Grammarly, use that. Save. We exit edit mode. We still have the file checked out. We click publish. We publish. Come back to our main page. We hard refresh. And we can see Best Doggo of 2014 gets added. The publications got updated like we said it would. And same with Latin. So that's how to create tabs using a component. Now let's look at how to create tabs using a snippet. So we'll go ahead and click that. This is what the page will look like on the front end. Again, exact same thing. You can see what I have here from before. Doesn't really matter. We're going to remake it. So we go into snippet. And again, you'll be tempted to click that multi-edit. That'll just take you to all the other things that control the page, including the image, office hours, all that stuff that's pre-built for you. If you want custom stuff, we go to edit, and we click the green edit button. And right away, you'll notice this does not look like a component. It's because it's not. So we'll go ahead and just delete it using our source code. Just go. This one looks a little cleaner, a little bit more like a table. We'll kind of explain that a little bit. We'll click OK, save it. It's gone forever. Oh no, publish. Then we'll just come over here, refresh, and we can see, oh, it's gone. So then to create the tabs using a snippet, we'll check the file out, click the green edit button, and this time we'll go over to this puzzle piece looking thing, and we'll click insert snippet. Again, a whole bunch of options. We could sit there and filter. That's kind of nice. But we'll just leave it all categories. We know that this is called tabs because, or tab, just because it is. We get this option tab content, and it looks like a table. We don't want a table. That's weird, but we're going to trust that that's what it is because it is. We'll click insert, and then we'll just go ahead and do what it says, which is for this Title 1 area, we'll put our first title, which I believe we had awards. Then for Title 2, let's just go ahead and do all of them all at once. Publications, that's what we had before. Teaching. And then, well, wait, I don't have enough rows in my table, and it seems to follow this title, content, title, content. Well, if I click tab, I get a new table row. If I click tab again, cool, I got another one, and you can go ahead and assume that this is a title and this is content, and it'll still work. So we'll add extension, then that's going to be the content for title extension. And then we'll go on and we'll add another one for Latin. And that'll be the title. We'll need a place for the content. Cool. So I just push tab to create those. And this content 1 section will come over to my other screen that you can't see, and I will copy and paste the same text I had before. So we got best puppo of the year, best doggo 2014, right? I'll go ahead and type that one, doggo 2014. Publications, here we'll just type it out, puppers effects on the environment. Genius, is it not? Teaching. This pup has taught pup 1200, which is, again, an intro to pupperism. Pupism. I don't know. I made up stuff. I just push enter. Let's see, pup 3040. That one was a little bit more complicated. I did a thing. So we'll just copy that and paste it over. Part of why I texted or typed out the previous one was just to show that there's no magic trick. I'm not copying and pasting anything that's somehow doing it all for me. It's just literally this weird table that's going to make the tabs for me. And then Latin, I don't know, Latin stuff. So we have that. Still doesn't look quite right? Well, okay, we'll save it. And it shows up. It looks a little bit closer. It looks a lot like that last component did, right? We have the tabs up here. They seem to work, but all the content shows simultaneously. That's fine. That means it's doing exactly what it's supposed to. The snippets use a thing that's called a table transformation. It just takes this table and transforms it into something else. In this case, we're transforming it into tabs content. Then we just publish, and then we'll come back to our page, right, for snippet pupper. Hard refresh, and ta-da, all of the tabs shows up. So, there's really no major difference between snippets and components. On the front end, if you're looking at the source code, yeah, there's a little bit of a difference. If you look at the source code for a snippet, it again uses this thing called a table transformation, and you'll notice right away that we're using table tab or tags in HTML and a table body and doing some cool stuff. Whereas if we go back to the component, you'll notice that in the source code it's disgustingly terrifying because there's a whole bunch of stuff. From the front end as a user, using OU Campus, adding this content, no real difference. Just the only real difference is that in the back end. So if you need to create tabs with more than 15 items, you're probably using tabs inappropriately. I would recommend changing that to something else. Accordion would probably be more appropriate. But if for some weird reason you had an appropriate reason to use tabs and needed exactly 17, then yeah, the table transformation would be able to do that, whereas this component could not. The component's a little bit easier if you ever need to switch stuff. So if we need this to become an accordion, we can just toggle it by changing that radio button, save it, and then save it, exit edit mode, and we can see right away that it's now using the accordion. So that's not what we want, but pretty simple. Depends on your use case. If you wanted to know how to do them by hand, you'll have to look at another tutorial or something. So, because that's just too much for this little intro. And we'll publish that one last time. Oh, this dog, found it on Unsplash, unsplash.com. So it's a CCO photo. Good pupper. So, thanks. Bye.